Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, all centered on Eminem's latest single Houdini. And the first week performance from some countries are already in, and it is a couple of #1 debuts around the world right now. And today we also have a report that showed it is an aftermath takeover in 2024 thanks to Kendrick and Eminem. And we'll expand on this in a bit, as today we also have more from Rap Elvis Ghostwriter, who reacted to Houdini on the same platform that we got to hear Benzino shuffle during the early days when he tried to put up the front that he wrote Rap Elvis before all was exposed. Some of you remember the classic snippet from Rap Grid.
So when it's time to write a verse, there's always somebody there to get a line. There's always someone there to get a, you know what I'm saying, a verse.
And we'll expand on this later. And today we also have one that's gone viral on TikTok, as the weatherman renowned for including music lyrics when reporting the news gave Houdini the special treatment a few hours ago. And it was easy peasy to execute for him, as you'd see in a bit. And speaking on viral content, quote, Gen Z on Twitter have fired back at Eminem as hundreds of thousands came together to push the narrative that they don't care about Eminem, which has been quite the spectacle, as we've already covered some extreme examples of, quote, Gen Zers who certainly care to the point of getting triggered by a soft Megan Thee Stallion bar. So hundreds of thousands of people are certainly lying right now on Twitter, and we'll get to this later. And before we get started, a video recently went viral on TikTok that showed perhaps Eminem has been teasing Houdini since as early as 2021, as this clip from Sing 2 went viral on TikTok. Check it out.
Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is...
Say what now?
And some smart bombs missed the point of the video, as they are pointing out that Eminem sampled Abracadabra, but the point of the video is that it was put together in the film like it was a teaser of what was to come, but it could be a coincidence with some wild odds at play, but we don't know for sure. And today we'll be starting with Eminem's first ever performance of Houdini. And he also performed Sing for the Moment, Welcome to Detroit, and Not Afraid. And think about it, we are truly in a new era, as fans can't remember the last time something like this happened, following the release of a latest single to promote an upcoming album. And while this was on, reports started to come in from international markets for Eminem's Houdini. Check it out from Australia. Eminem's latest single Houdini works its magic, debuting at #1 on the new music singles chart, and this makes it Eminem's 9th #1 in the country, a feat he's achieved at 51, the age we are told that Eminem is washed and irrelevant. But that's not all when it comes to early chart reports, as Houdini debuted at #2 on the official Top 40 Singles chart in New Zealand and at #1 on the Hot 40 Singles chart. And moving on to Houdini's performance on Spotify, we are beginning to sound like a broken record, as every day we have a new report about how Eminem just earned his biggest day ever on the platform. And spoiler alert, today is no different. Check it out. Houdini by Eminem earns its biggest streaming day ever on global Spotify, 8.92 million. It has increased since its 4th day, and something monumental just happened a few hours ago after Houdini completed 7 days on Spotify. Check it out. Eminem's Houdini was streamed 56.7 million times in its opening week on Spotify. It debuts as the second biggest opening week ever for a rap song only behind Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. And personally, I had to double check. Second biggest opening week ever, not just in 2024. And mind you, Eminem fans got hammered for years since Godzilla dropped with the narrative that he needed Juice WRLD to make a hit, and this sent shock waves across the board. Check this out. If you told me at the start of March that in 3 months' time Eminem and Kendrick would hold the top 2 streaming debuts, I wouldn't have believed you. And what stage of grief is this? Now, this was definitely bought and paid for. Get real. It is 2024. Y'all can't lie to the people anymore. So as you can see, despite official reports coming in that Houdini is certainly a global hit, but because it is Eminem, it must be bots. And it had to be said, if you think Eminem needs to buy bots, then you're selling yourself a lie. He is the highest selling rapper ever. And notice how the narrative keeps evolving. First, when the cover art dropped, they went viral, claiming Eminem was about to drop the corniest song ever. Then it changed to he's irrelevant, and as soon as the numbers started coming in, it's been evolving. It went to white privilege, and now it is bots. And Drake fans remain in the trenches doing the fighting to this day. Check this out. And he did it without having to hate on Drake. This point would have been relevant if Drake did more numbers during the battle, but he still fell short in an area everyone expected him to beat Kendrick at, which is streaming numbers. Personally, I think it is time they let it go, but that's just my opinion. And check this out, that links up nicely to our next point. I genuinely cannot believe people said that Eminem of all people should credit this success due to him, quote, dissing Meg Thee Stallion. That is officially the point where I stopped taking Twitter opinions seriously. And boy, quote, Gen Zers came for Eminem's neck on Twitter a few hours ago. When this response to Gen Zers crying went viral, Gen Z don't care about Eminem. That's gotten over 250,000 likes right now. Quote, Gen Z banded together on Twitter to show they simply don't care about Eminem, which is strange because we've literally covered viral posts and also headlines of younger music fans crying about the Megan Thee Stallion bar. Even Kim rose to the top 5 on Genius a few days ago after these younger fans were told to check out Kim by Eminem. So somebody is certainly lying, because we've seen extreme examples of people triggered to the point of wishing death on Eminem because of lyrics on Houdini. You'd have to care a lot to do something like this, no? But what do I know? Perhaps it is the boomers from the 2000s that made a comeback on TikTok to write comments like these in 2024. And since I have to spell it out, obviously millions of Gen Zers also love Eminem, but as we expect on social media, the loud minority love to cry and speak for everyone. And when Eminem addressed these Gen Zers on Realist, of course he wasn't dissing his fans. It is tailor-made for a specific Gen Z crowd. They know themselves, and like hit dogs, they holler. And moving on, we got TikTok's favorite weatherman to cover Houdini a few hours ago when he accepted the challenge to slip in some lyrics during his report. Check it out.
Abra, abracadabra. Just like that in the back, bruh.
Today, a new weather pattern is born. Look what the stork brung. A little baby cold front with more sun. Meanwhile, out west, we have excessive heat warnings, and it's sticking out. Yeah, like a sore thumb. Widespread magenta colors there, indicating some really, really hot temperatures. I stepped out this morning, and that cooler air turned me into smiley face emoji. It's great out there. Kind of a surprise just how widespread the rain was. About 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch was very common across much of the Houston area. But going forward, now I have zero doubts that our whole world's about to turn sunny and dry out for at least the next 3 days. It has been so humid lately, but like a magic trick, this cold front came through bringing some drier air. And on our forecast, abracadabra. For my last trick, I'm about to reach in my bag, bruh, and give you another cold front next week on Mondays. Yesterday, we had the clouds and the rain, and then today, suddenly, the sun is like abracadabra. Just like that, and I'm back, bruh.
Like Sherry Papini, Harry Houdini, I vanish into the thin air as I'm leaving.
And some users don't know when to stop, as some are now asking, "Now do Kim" by Eminem laughing my bum off. And moving on to the next point, we got to hear from Benzino's Rap Elvis Ghostwriter a few hours ago on Rap Grid, the same platform where Benzino gave us this classic snippet when he was still claiming that he didn't use ghostwriters.
And I've always been in studio sessions where it was a gang of niggas. So when it's time to write a verse, there's always somebody there to get a line. There's always someone there to get a, you know what I'm saying, a verse.
And in a recent episode, they reacted to Houdini, and Ness was asked about his issues with Eminem, since now it is out in the open that he wrote Rap Elvis. Check out some snippets from Rap Grid.
He's the biggest shock value of a rapper, yeah, absolutely. I rock with the move. I understand this is right on par of what I expect from Eminem. It's good for what it's good for.
Is it a good song?
It's not his best version of those.
Yo, 40, is it a good song?
That's alright. That's alright.
Is Eminem in all of our top 10s?
Yes.
Eminem's in my top 2.
Eminem's in my top 2 as well.
He's in my top 3.
He's in my top 2.
It goes between like Eminem and Nas. It can be like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
okay.
depending on how I feel on a day.
We need to know, do you like Eminem or do you hate Eminem because you wrote the diss for Benzino towards Eminem?
I used to be the biggest Eminem fan.
So you're staying and you wrote the diss towards Eminem?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a,
if you were the biggest Eminem fan, you were a stan.
I used to be the biggest Eminem
Okay.
fan. He lost me probably around Eminem show.
Careful. That's Diamond, bro. That's the one.
After Eminem
He lost you on Eminem show?
Eminem show. He lost
Till I collapse him spitting these raps long as I feel him to the...
Yeah, some tough... Like, all right, so my favorite Eminem is nerdy, non-robotic flow, not perfect cadence Eminem.
Give me an example.
I'm everlasting. I melt vanilla ice like silicone.
You like Slim Shady.
I like.
You don't like Eminem, you like Slim Shady.
Oh, wow.
He was the most natural to me when he was in that state. What's the difference between me and you?
Oh my
It's
God.
one of the hardest verses I ever heard. Because I love nerdy voice.
I understand.
When he did The Way That I Am, that was the first time I heard, I was like, oh nah, something's different.
You wouldn't like
I don't
that?
like it. I liked it, but I didn't love it the way I love Slim Shady.
And boy, that was certainly surprising, since he started to have an issue with Eminem from The Way I Am, which is certainly not from the Eminem show. And personally, my take is that he simply started to dislike Eminem when M started to hit peak popularity. That's how I see it. And this is not uncommon when it comes to music fans. You could lose a lot of fans simply by becoming more popular. And some have now expanded. Dudes don't be knowing why they dislike Eminem, just going with the flow. My man Ness said M lost him, Eminem show. Ness wrote a record for Benzino. Imagine being down that bad or upset that you're putting yourself side by side with Benzino. And overall, some have concluded, gotta give them credit for mostly keeping it real. But then the other dude couldn't even give valid criticisms. LOL, like the Eminem show, I get some albums after that, hit or miss, but the Eminem show is fire. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on these topics. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.